Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you about the top 5 safe driving tips. In this video, I'll be going over 5 easy, simple tips that you can use to be a better driver, to be a safer driver. Now let's get right to it. Tip number 1 is to increase your following distance. Now your following distance is basically the space between your car and the car in front of you. Now a good way to measure following distance is with time. What you want to do is look at the car in front of you and start counting when they pass a milestone like a light or a post or a bridge or anything like that. Start counting and count how many seconds it takes from when they pass that milestone to when you pass that milestone. So let's say that the car in front of me passes a light post and I start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I pass that same light post. That means that the following distance in time is 5 seconds between my car and the car in front of me. You want to increase that. That's the best way to be a safer driver. If you increase the following distance, it's going to give you more time to react to things that are happening up ahead of you. If that driver slams on their brakes, you're going to have more time because you've increased your following distance. If that driver swerves, you're going to have more time because you've increased your following distance. So increasing your following distance, leaving more space between your car and the car in front of you, is by far one of the best safe driving tips and the easiest ones to implement. You can start using it right after you finish watching this video. Tip number 2 is drive according to the weather conditions. I've seen so many people drive in the snow the same way that they would drive on dry pavement. And with that being said, it's not a good idea to drive the same way all the time. If it's dry and the weather conditions are ideal, then you can drive a certain way. But if it rains or if it snows or if it's windy or if it's icy, you have to change the way that you drive. You have to slow down. Everything's got to be slower. You have to increase the following distance. You have to give yourself a higher chance at being safe and decrease the likelihood of getting into an accident. So once again, adjust your driving according to the weather conditions. Now, let's say that where I live on a main street, the speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. That means that, you know what? When the roads are dry, 50 kilometers an hour, they are deeming that number as a safe speed to drive. That is the speed limit. But when it's raining or snowing or icy or windy or anything that is unideal with regards to the weather, where the speed limit is 50 kilometers an hour, you have to decrease your speed. You shouldn't be driving the speed limit when the weather conditions are bad. It's as simple as that. So change your speed, adjust your driving according to the weather conditions, okay? Safe driving tip number 3, always wear your seatbelt. This thing right here that takes like 1 second to put on, 2 seconds to put on, will greatly increase your chances of being safe while driving, especially in the unfortunate event of an accident of some sort. Put your seatbelt on. I know some people think that it may be uncomfortable. I know some people, think that they might not want to wear it. The risks of not wearing a seatbelt are just not worth it. And the rewards of wearing a seatbelt for simply doing something like this are totally worth it. So once again, safe driving tip number 3, always wear a seatbelt. Always wear a seatbelt. It's as simple as that. Safe driving tip number 4, don't drive distracted, okay? Cell phones, put them away, put them to the side. Radio, you can listen to the radio, don't have the music blasting. If you have passengers in the car, you can hold a casual conversation with them and still be able to focus on the road, but don't, go and start looking at your back seat at the passenger back there and doing this and doing that. Just don't drive distracted. Your main focus should be on the road, on the traffic, on the conditions around your car. Your main focus should be on driving, okay? Now, it's literally that simple. And do whatever you can to limit the distractions. If you have all these figurines on your dashboard and they're distracting you, take them down. If you have a passenger in the car that's distracting you, just tell them politely, listen, I really need to focus on the road. Can we just keep the conversation to a casual acceptable level, okay? If your radio's too loud, turn it down. If your cell phone's distracting you, turn it off or turn the ringer off. Do whatever you can to limit and eliminate the distractions while you're driving. And last but not least, safe driving tip number 5 is anticipate as you drive. So that means a few different things. You want to anticipate the road and the weather conditions. If there's a turn coming up, you want to anticipate that turn and figure out whether or not you have to decrease your speed, whether or not you have to switch lanes if a lane cuts off, whether or not you have to slow down if there's if there's snow on the road, or if you see an icy patch up ahead. You also want to anticipate other drivers. So you want to look around and anticipate what other drivers are going to do. If you're driving straight and there's someone that is trying to make a left in front of you, you want to make sure that they come to a complete stop, because if you see that they're inching up or they're ready to go, if it looks like they're about to go and they're going to cut you off or drive in front of you, then you need to anticipate that to avoid an accident. So anticipate as much as you can while you're driving. And it's literally that simple. In this video, I've gone over the top 5 safe driving tips for you. All 5 of these tips are easy to use, and they will allow you to be a better driver and also a safer driver. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. What are your tips for safe driving? Let me know down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.